Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Julie Mann. I'm also known as the Habit Fixer, and I show people how they can live healthy, happy, sustainable lives just by changing their habits and using cutting edge products to help them age well. And I'm so delighted because today I'm joined by Tom Cleary. And I'm actually going to ask you, Tom, to introduce yourself. But I know that today you're going to be talking about digital well-being habits for introverts, which sounds absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to hand straight over to you.
Thank you, Julie. Yeah, so I'm Tom. I have many different names and titles. My main thing is a well-being trainer and consultant, and I specialize in introversion because I actually love that topic. Um, I was thinking about the best things for this one, and I think the overlap of digital well-being and introversion is a really key one, especially for the world we live in today. So if it's okay, I'll give a brief overview of the two and then give you some tips if that's okay, Julie.
Yeah.
So, introversion is often confused with shyness and being quiet or antisocial. It doesn't mean any of those things. Can you be shy as well? Yes. Introversion is more where we get energy from. So you might be very outgoing, but then need to recharge or do what I do, which is one of my tips, is about actually booking non-people time in if I've had too much people time online. So today, for example, I will have some non-people time later on this evening. And then digital well-being is just how are we using all of this tech around us to support our mental health, support our physical health and our well-being, because it can be a massive blessing or it can be a huge curse and work against us massively. And the overlap of those two things can be really, really big. So introverts can be fantastic online. I score 94% on introversion tests, by the way. So I'm very high up there in terms of that, even though people often think I appear quite outgoing, which again is not that introversion. But sometimes what we're doing is we can disappear into the online world and we can also lose our boundaries as well. So if we think about introversion in the kind of physical world, we can walk away from things. We can sort of shut the door and keep people out. But in a world where we are now connected 24/7, we can be exposed continuously to notifications, to emails, to voice notes, to WhatsApp messages, everything you can think of. And with introversion, one of the aspects can be that we are more sensitive to that overwhelm, to paying a lot of attention to different things that are going on around us. And so, a lot of what I talk about in terms of keeping ourselves well in terms of online for introverts is about getting our boundaries in place. Am I okay to go straight into those, Julie? Is that all right?
Yes,
Yeah.
please do.
So a lot of it is about building awareness and about thinking about our intention behind things. So if you have, there are many apps out there which you can help to count the number of times you pick your phone up in the day, for example. It might terrify you in the first hour how often that actually is, because our autopilot is, I reached out, I know where it is, I pick it up, and I might do whatever. And it's often done without much conscious thought or intention behind. I'm picking it up so I can do this thing. So, one of the things that we can do is we can add a very small barrier, or it's called friction sometimes as well. And that can be as simple as so I've got a pen on my desk, I put the pen on top of my phone, which I don't often do. When I pick the phone up, my pen's in the way, and I go, oh, that's odd. Why am I doing that? It makes me think, oh, okay, I'm reaching for my phone. Was there a purpose behind that? And you can do the same thing with a rubber band. I've got a client who puts a sticker on the back. So when they pick their phone up, they can feel that sticker and they go, oh, that's odd. Why am I? Oh, I don't think I need it right now. So what we do is we start breaking that unconscious habit by making something a little bit odd, basically. So that's the friction part. And we can put friction into our phones as well. So, for example, if there's an app you go to all the time, you will know exactly where it is on your screen. And you'll pick the phone up, probably don't even need to look at it, and you'll tap where it is. Move the app away, move it somewhere else. Because your brain then has to go, oh, where did I put that? I'll scroll through a few pages, it's in that folder there. And I do this to protect my boundaries at the weekends as well. So during the week, my two most used apps are my Gmail app and my LinkedIn app. All the time, constantly clicking into those. if I don't move them at the weekend, I'm very likely to pick my phone up and without thinking, click my email and go, oh no, there's that thing I haven't done yet. I need to make sure I do that. I'm out of rest mode straight away. I pick it up and I've moved it to 4 screens later and put it in a folder and I have to dig it out. I have to make a conscious choice. I can do whether or not I'm going to use that particular thing. So friction is a really big one in terms of doing this. And the other one is, can we make our phones less interesting for us as well? Because we don't have an easy job with this, because there are corporations across the world pouring literally billions of pounds into psychologists, artists, behavior experts. How can we get people's attention? How can we keep them in our app? How can we make sure that they are choosing us? Netflix said famously a few years ago that their competitor wasn't Amazon Prime or Disney, it was sleep. It was sleep, because they are competing for that finite attention that we have. So things like taking control by turning off notifications sounds really simple, but I encourage everyone I work with to be very specific over what hours do you want them on, for which apps do you want them on. And if we think about the color of them, normally red for danger alert, have to take some action right now. In the evening, I will put grayscale on my phone as well. So you can go into your settings, make it black and white, and immediately it becomes less interesting. Opening up Facebook or the news, whatever you might want to do, if it's drained of color, it just suddenly feels like it's a little bit less engaging. So little things like that as well. I can go on for ages. I don't take as much time, Julie. So I can do some more if you want, or I can stop there.
Oh my goodness, I just want to say that firstly, it was really great that you actually identified what an introvert is. It's got nothing to do with shyness, so there can be introverts that are shy. And I love that you've actually brought up those points, because although I knew about turning off notifications and I've even thought, well, yeah, I'll leave my phone in a different room or further away from me so I can't just pick it up. I didn't know about some of those techniques that you've suggested, so that is absolutely brilliant. And that's quite staggering that Netflix said that their competitor is sleep. I mean, yeah.
Nowadays, it's not money people want, it's people's attention, because that's where everything comes from. It's where the data, the information comes from, and then the money as well. So by us taking some control back, we don't have that overwhelm potential quite as much as we used to before.
Brilliant. I guess the thing with the notifications, it's like Pavlov's dog, isn't it? You know, you get the sound and then you know the sound's associated with a dopamine rush, which happens, doesn't it, when you've got, oh, I've got somebody's interested in, you know, whatever.
And they've done comparisons on sounds between things like sort of Outlook and Gmail, and they will choose sounds which often have a musical element behind them which are unfinished. So our brain goes, I have to finish this thing. So checkouts as well. Checkout sounds, if you haven't scanned the last thing, it'll play you a series of notes which are unfinished to make us think I have to do this. So again, we're being controlled, sometimes helpfully, sometimes not, without realizing it. Anytime we can mute, turn off colors, anything at all, helps us bring more control back to what we're doing.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, of course, that whether we're introvert or extrovert, we all need boundaries. Boundaries really, really serve us, don't they? I love that you put time in to have, you know, downtime or whatever it was that you called it. What did you call it?
Non-people time.
Non-people time. I love that. Absolutely.
It's in my diary. It's called non-people time. I've got a massive training session tomorrow with about 100 people, and then another one with a smaller amount, and then I have blocked in non-people time because I have to recharge after that.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Tom. Obviously, for those of you that are watching, if you haven't yet met Tom, apart from obviously this video, please do check him out. He's such an interesting man and has so much to say, and there's so much that information that you can glean from his website and all the things that he does. So check out his links below. Get in touch, you know, ask him a question. And yeah, thank you, Tom, very, very much. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you everyone else for watching.
Thanks, Julie.